quick side note that I didn't put into the update video, which follows this message. I've got a live stream starting at 9 PM. It's probably going to be a 1 million views live stream, just FYI. And what I'd like to do is, if anybody knows a good game which is one versus many, I would like to do Shadowhawk versus Twitch chat at a game. But I'm having a little tricky... I'm having trouble deciding what the game should be, or even if there is a game that's suitable for this. But yeah, if anyone knows of any good one versus team games, let me know and we'll see what we can do about that. But anyway, 1 million views live stream, or 1 million views on YouTube live stream, coming soon, 9 PM today, hopefully. And now your regularly scheduled update waffling. Good day, people of the YouTubes, and welcome to an update video with, yeah, a webcam in the upper left. For some reason, I've decided this is a good idea, in spite of the fact that I'm actually not against a neutral background at all. I have very little way of actually being against a neutral background here, and overall I'm not sure it's going to add a lot to the video. Nevertheless, you might have noticed this is Endless Space Disharmony. And it's not me explaining it, though if I end up playing this one, I almost certainly will explain bits of it. From last time I played it, which was a while ago actually. I've not touched Endless Space in over a year. But basically, this update video is to determine what my update series should be, and this is one of the options I'm considering. Because I was looking through... I basically made a list. I've got a couple of things down here, which is my basic one notepad sheet of project ideas, which are split into three sections. Ones are main game series. For example, just reading off the top here, Advance Wars 2, Final Fantasy Tactics, Resident Evil. Now the PC version's out, I might play that one rather than the GameCube, but only because I've had problems getting the GameCube one to run on the laptop properly. It'll probably run okay on my desktop, but I prefer to record that any series I'm currently doing on the laptop, because that means I can actually record it more often. Final Doom, Echo the Dolphin, and so on and so forth. I've then got a column for RPGs, which annoyingly is quite long. Suikoden 3, Dragon Age, Persona 3/4, Dark Cloud, Shadow Hearts. Shadow Hearts I really should have played ages ago, actually, considering, but Deus Ex, Freelancer Crossfire, a load of other epic length RPGs, which really, at some stage I might do them all, but it's, yeah, I don't want this channel to be completely just jammed with 2 long JRPGs for the entirety of the year, if I can avoid it. And the middle column was me basically coming up with ideas for an update series. And what I decided after looking back through things, that most of my series are things I've touched on before. Most of the list, about half the listings are things I've touched on before, or things which have since been updated, or things that, you know, maybe I want to revisit because I did them so long ago in a couple of these cases that it probably warrants a retry. So, Endless Space Disharmony is top of the list. It is a game which I really enjoy. I actually massively enjoy this. The original LP was to go against Move Free for a compare and contrast and to keep myself sane, but since then it's been upgraded to Disharmony. It's now got a lot more features, and I feel they probably warrant a video series of themselves. And you know what, I want to crack the Disharmony race, because I've never got the Harmony race to win on the harder difficulty settings. I've won it on normal, and I've won it, I think, on hard, but not beyond that. And I'd love to have another go with them at a harder stage, and that's what I would probably do for this if it was my update series. The second game on the list was one that I've been umming and ahhing about doing for some time, and it is a replay of my Nethack LP. Back long time ago, back when I had maybe 100 subscribers, probably less than that, and it would be a year before I'd release the LP at the exact right. This is XCOM Enemy Unknown, which, yeah, XCOM 1994, I keep referring to it now because it's just easier to call it that. But this is before the new game was announced and before we had the whole issue with the name, which got me a lot of subscriber traffic. A lot of subscriber traffic, most of it shouting at me saying, "This is not Enemy Unknown," even though it is. But enough of that. Most commonly asked question on my channel is that, by the way. But still, Nethack is an evil game. and I love the thing. I never got anywhere near close to finishing it at any stage. I mean, I managed to beat Sokoban, I managed to beat the Gnome Mines a couple of times in that playthrough, and that was about on par with as far as I can get on that game. About on par with it. So it would be nice to actually revisit, just maybe go through the characters again, have another crack at the Dungeons of Doom, with whatever I can vaguely remember from last time, and remembering to pray. Dear God, remembering to pray, I could never do that. So yeah, that's my sort of second possible option. By the way, this entire video is going to be literally the screen, sorry. I suppose I could play bits of it, but you know. The third thing I was considering, and it's something I've been doing on and off for a couple of years now, is my Mahjong videos. And I might do... One of the things I was considering for update series was possibly Mahjong, except that would probably turn off a lot of my regular watchers. And also, I don't want it to be a continuation of the series, so I might have to find... there are various Mahjong games on the PS2 based on various anime. The problem is I don't read Japanese at all, and I understand very, very little of it. So I'd be basically guessing and trialing and erroring most of the games, and while in theory Mahjong I know, the mechanics they use might be a bit more tricky. But we'll see how that one goes. Number 4 I'm definitely going to do, and in fact might do for my 6th year anniversary, is the Dwarf Fortress, the 4th Dwarf Fortress video, and I've had a grand plan for that one ever since. Well, if you consider what happened on my first 3 fortresses, we basically were destroyed by goblins, destroyed by demons, and destroyed by myself, actually, at one stage, because I managed to defend it too well. I want to build a 4th fortress, but this is going to be what I dub the Escape Fortress. The idea is I'm going to build on the coast. I'm going to build on the coast a galleon-sized ship. And I'm meaning a proper galleon for 100 crew members, complete with weaponized weapon tops. I'm building a pirate ship. I'm going to then put it into water. I know because of the way it works, I won't be able to do this, but the whole plan is to basically have it on a pillar, collapse that to a lever, put it surrounded by water, make it watertight and work. That'll be tricky. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with this, quite aside from getting enough wood to build this thing. I've been graph papering this on and off for a while now, and I feel I've been retooling and redesigning on graph paper how to do this. But I want to build a massive galleon, put it in water, and then throw the switch, which, because of the way Dwarf Fortress physics works, even if it's submerged in water, it doesn't know that, and it just collapses in on itself, which would be a amusing end. It would be. It would be, we've escaped! Launch the ship! Everything blows up! Possibly even the computer. Depends how spectacular I can make it. But that's certainly what my next Dwarf Fortress LP is going to be when it happens, and it will happen. It might be my 6th year thing, but, you know, we shall see. The 5th option I've had, and this is something which is calling back to something that was mentioned to me a little while ago by Dressdeal, but there's a little system which I loved called the RPG Maker. The RPG Maker 2000, actually. And I made one game for it, which wasn't complete. Temporal. I did a Let's Play of it on my channel. It's horrible. I'll probably link it in the description just for the sake of it. But seriously, it's terrible. The idea was terrible. The jokes are mostly in-jokes with me and a couple of my friends. It's not good at all. It really isn't. Inspired by potentially true events. But I want to do that again on VXAce. I might make Temporal the VXAce edition as my update series. We shall see, though. Those are the 5 I'm sort of now umming and ahhing between, and yeah, which ones would you prefer me to play? If you want me to play the one I'm looking at right now, I'd be more than happy to. If you want me to try and replay one of the others in my update series, dear God, I'm more than happy to do any of those. We shall see, though. I would say, though, that the RPG Maker project would probably be the longest and also probably the most tedious, depending on how I plan it, and it probably won't be immediate. If that one's picked, I probably will go, okay, but I'll do something small in the meantime just to get myself to the planning phase and relearning VXAce, because it's been what, 3 years since I last touched RPG Maker when they was doing the short-lived LPS Chain Game project. I became really ill, the project kind of folded, I then lost the files, which was more annoying than anything else, and the project sort of fizzled out. I might consider doing something like that as well, actually, in the near future, but as I say, lots and lots of projects, lots and lots of games to be played. Let me know what you think. I will see you another time, folks. So until then.